Guess who tried to curl their hair this morning? Can you guess? I did alright. It's fallen now because it took me like an hour and then another hour to set up and sit here to film. So the front of it looks fine. It looks fine. The back is a nightmare. Hi, how are you today? I hope you've been well. My name's Eleanna. I play with makeup sometimes. So let's do more makeup today. I'm going to be using the Gemini palette because last week I tried to do an autumn look using the Naked Heat palette and I realized that the Naked Heat palette is very... I mean, all of those Urban Decay Naked palettes are neutral. They're variations of neutral palettes, so the colors didn't show up how I wanted. But the Gemini palette by Melt Cosmetics has a lot of pigment. All of their makeup, I'm assuming, does, but I only have this one. So these are autumn colors, and they match what I'm wearing today. So I'm going to use them. I've already done my skincare, I've already done my primer, and I'm going in with the Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place makeup. As somebody with long, thick hair, I can never really do anything interesting with my hair. It takes too long, it doesn't stay. So if you're watching this and you also have long, thick hair, or like you do hair, how do I, like, what's the easiest way for me to curl my hair? I've done the whole thing where you wrap a towel or, I don't know, rope or whatever in your hair and you sleep in it. I got a video, I think it was one of my first videos, I'll link that somewhere. It didn't work out how I wanted. The only person that can really do my hair, like with loose curls, because tight curls make me look like I have a perm, is my hairstylist, who lives far away. And it's really sad. And usually it's not just her doing it, there's like 2 stylists curling my hair because it just takes so long. Is there an easy way to do it, or do I just have to learn how to do it quickly, like how I learned how to straighten my hair quickly? The foundation and concealer portion of my makeup, I feel like it's so boring because I can't really tell you anything you don't really know. I'm using the NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer. I've been using it, it's my staple concealer for now. I haven't really found anything else that does what it does for oily skin. I'll say oily combination because I assume we have some of the most similar problems, oily T-zone and such. Yeah, I feel like this part of the makeup is always stale because I don't really have any, you know how to do your makeup, like the interesting parts are always, you know, the lips and the eyes and possibly eyebrows, but depending on how you apply concealer, I don't apply too much of it. I just apply it to the highest points and blend it out. But the good thing about this concealer, it's the only matte concealer that spreads evenly and well. I don't have to apply too much of it, and it gets everywhere, which is always nice. Because when you have oily skin, I'm assuming with any kind of skin, you don't want a cakey face. So this is a good thing. Thank you, NARS. It always looks like I have holes on this side of my nose. No matter how hard I try to cover them. It's because I had piercings. Like it's not even all like pores, it's piercings that I've let heal. Speaking of piercings that I let heal, I'm gonna get my nose pierced I think tomorrow or the day after. So that's gonna be fun. I miss having my nose rings. I used to do that a lot, just under sorry. Under the cheekbone, I used to always lighten it a little. That was rude. I don't know why I stopped doing it. I think I just got lazy. To set everything, I'm going in with my Laura Mercier Translucent Loose Ultra Blur Setting Powder. And just a little fluffy brush. With not too much product, or else I feel like it might get cakey. I haven't... what is happening? I haven't tried with too much product, but a little bit goes a long way with this, so that's always good. Always blot that down onto the T-zone. Not so much blending it, not so much in circle motions, just literally pushing it into the skin. And then, with the rest of the face, which doesn't really get as oily, I lightly dust over it, and it does the job. I do the cheekbones in circle motions, even though my cheekbones do get a little oily after a while. But I feel like at this point I get lazy. I have a relatively large head. So after I do the important parts, the rest of it's like, And I do set over my eyelids as well because I like my shadows to slide. For bronzer, I use the NARS Laguna Matte bronzer. I've hit pan on this one, but it lasts ages, so I'm probably not gonna try the next one I have in mind for a while because I'm good with this one, but I am very excited to update. I started bringing my bronzer into my temple. I probably shouldn't because of the face shape that I have, but I feel like if I don't, it's just bronzer that's sitting there that doesn't really need to be sitting there. For some reason, it doesn't feel complete. But I do bring it up to the temple a little bit. And then blend it up. Like that. Under my chin and across the jawline, trying to separate my face and my neck. Which, I mean, this isn't a step you have to do necessarily. I also do it because it helps with my blending. Because my chest and my shoulder, you can't see it now, but they're darker than my face because of, you know, summer. But when you do this, if you do this, make sure you get like behind and under the ears. I think I applied it a bit too high. What you want to do is apply it just under the jawline so that when you open your mouth, there isn't really a line there, but I applied it too high, so I've got to blend it way down. And for this, I use a bigger fluffy brush, not like the little one I was using before, because that one was more concentrated, whereas this one is just as even a blend as we can achieve. My blush is the NARS Dolce Vita. It's been a difficult transition for me to start using blush. I've said this in my other videos, but now I feel like it completes my look. I apply that, I start at the apple of the cheek, but I bring it upward. And I try not to apply too much of it, but I know that it disappears quickly. Phew, stop. So if I look like a clown for the beginning part of it, just know that by the time I go out, I don't look like a clown. I blend that all together with the same brush from before. Just a spoolie with no product on it to brush through my eyebrow hairs, which I've tried to fix on my own and I have regrets. And I run through them with the Benefit, what's it called? Gimme Brow Volumizing Gel with a little less product because we're not out here trying to look angry. Just through the hairs here. I don't really, if you've been here before, you know that I don't really have an intense eyebrow routine. Alrighty, now for the fun part. This is my Gemini palette. I just realized how cool. I'm going to start with Leo, this one here. I'm going to use a small-ish pencil brush. Is that better? So yeah, my small pencil brush, I'm going to create a V that goes up above my brow bone into my hooded eye, concentrating it closer to the dip, closer to the fold of the eyelid, and tapering it out above. I hope this doesn't have too much product on it. I'm taking a fluffy brush by Real Techniques, and just on the top part in circular motions, blending it out so there are no harsh lines. Just the initial shape. We'll go back in later and we'll fix that part as well. I'm applying a little more now, more into the brow bone, a little higher up so I can actually see it. I'm blending that out again. So when you're applying more pigment and shadows, it's easier to apply layer by layer and then build up your colors. Not build them up because they're already built, but more, it helps with softening them out so they don't exactly look blotchy. Just to make sure you can see it, I'm applying residue onto the rest of that upper portion of my eye. I'm then going to go ahead and use Luna. Hang on, I'm holding like 5 things. Luna is that one. I'm going to use my fluffy brush by Sigma Zoeva. My Zoeva fluffy brush, go into Luna, and apply that mainly on the center part of my eye, just so that mainly I can hide the veins in my eye. And what I might do, because this is the lightest, nudist color, what I might do is lightly apply it between where my eye has no shadow and the highest point of that shadow, just to blend it together and give it an even softer edge. Now, because I've done that, and I've got my initial shape, I'm going to go back in with Leo and darken that outer crease or the outer corner more. But this time I'm doing my shaping and placing with the same pencil brush. Okay, cool. And now with no additional product and that fluffy brush from before, just blend the outside part out, using a back and forth between circular motions and swiping motions to get the shape that you want for the eye shape that you have. I'm using swiping motions to create the wing look and circular motions to blend into my brow bone. Keep in mind as well that I am overextending my brow bone because, again, who did I? Because of what I'm wearing, for the inner corner of this eye, I'm taking Gemini with my fourth finger, my ring finger, and just applying a dash of it, just a dash, in the inner corner and tapering it up and out. That was not enough. Whoa, no, did it get on my nose? Oh, I forgot to do a nose contour. Yo, I am not with it today. With my fluffy brush from before, I'm going to go back into that color Luna, the lightest matte color, and just blot the center of my eye. This is to create a softer blend throughout the two harsh opposites. I'm going to go back in and make the ends harsher as well. I did want the lid to be mostly naked in this look. I wanted the focus to be the inner and outer corners. Sort of like a halo eye, but with two different colors to the halo. Before I go in and do more to the outer V, I'm going to take, again, the same brush. We're using the same couple brushes for all of this. And with the color Fire OG, this one, I'm going to line 3/4 of the, I'll line 3/4 of the eye. So I'm going to stop around here and take it out and wing it out. Majority of the product here on the outer part of the eye, and just tapering it out. You can, I guess, use Leo for this part as well, but Leo is more of a cooler green, whereas Fire OG, I mean, it's in the name, there's more fire in it, it's warmer. The beauty of palettes like this that have a very specific theme, any of these colors go. You could use Cupcake or Polka Dot, which are just browns, a warm and a cool brown, but I do want to use greens today because my outfit and stuff has green in it. Okay, tapping back into Leo now, and I'm absolutely just focusing on this portion here. The outer corner to up where the two colors meet. And I'm not pulling it out anymore, I'm leaving it close to the line, close to the eye line. Okay, with a teeny weeny, I was about to call it a side brush, angled brush, tap into Bonnie, which is the black color of the palette. I'm going to make dimensions happen. I'm going to take the main color up here on the top part of the crease, and on the bottom, just residue after you've wiped off the top part. Pencil brush, and buff. Only in the crease of the eye. And then, once you've blended out mostly in the crease of the eye, you can bring it up. And just that little corner underneath, buff that out as well. Because remember, like, we'll be doing eyeliner, so you don't have to buff that out too hard just yet. With a small flat brush, I'm gonna tap back into Gemini again and just add a little pop of that underneath, not too much, because we don't want to take too much of the focus away from, you know, this part, the top part, but enough for it to blend nicely together, or to make the look complete into the inner eye, and then just tapering it out underneath a little bit. I'm actually going to take more product because this part here is a little lighter than this. I don't know how to make it the same. I'll use my finger. There we go. Nice. Alright, I had to turn off my air conditioning because my eyeliner is pretty dry. I need to go buy a new one today. And I'm using the KVD Tattoo Liner, as always. Starting from, again, if you haven't seen my videos, from the bottom lash, I follow the bottom lash out, and I don't exactly bring it up, I bring it more even across, because or else you won't see it, because I have this hood. Which just means that I have to do a different liner shape when I do my winged liner, but when I'm using a liner that isn't dry, it's cool. I'm gonna line the inner, upper and lower waterlines. Oh no, I'm out of this as well, damn it. The inner line is only to halfway, both of them, the upper and lower, because if we do it on the inner portion of the eye, we're gonna hide the brightness of the coppery color. So, going in with the Bobbi Brown Mascara, because I'm out of my Better Than Sex mascara, applying a couple layers of this. I go on a whole rant about mascaras in my previous video, so if you care about lashes and mascaras, that's gonna be there. I'm gonna use a gloss today. My lips are already really dry because the seasons have changed, like they're dry normally, but I think the lip I need to use today has to be this one, Bare Minerals, what's it called? Groovy. Because it's very muted. It's peachy, but it's muted, whereas my lipstick that I've been using constantly is more of a cool pink. To set everything, I go in with my Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray by Tilbury. Out. I forgot to do my nose contour. Alright, I'm gonna let this dry. Go and attempt to fix my hair, like the curly parts that were curly, but are now a little dead. And then when I come back, I'll do my nose contour. Let's count the things that went wrong today. 1. I'm actually gonna fix this now because it didn't actually go wrong. I forgot to do my nose contour. So now I'm doing it at the end of my makeup, right before I go in with my final powder buff. So that's the first thing. The second thing, I realized curling my hair is impossible because by the time I curl one side, or like the lowest layer, by the time I get to the next 2 or 3 layers, the lowest layer is flat. So I'm gonna go invest in some rollers because this sucks. The third thing, my sound wasn't recording, even though I triple, quadruple, quintuple checked it. So if the sound in this video is trash, I'm sorry. I'm managing, like, hopefully this part records, at least the end part, but I'll try and use my sound engineering skills to prevent annoyingness from, because it's picking up from the camera mic instead of my actual mic. Thank you for recording nothing. And was that it? The rollers, because my hair cannot stay curly, the fact that I forgot to contour my nose, and the sound. Yeah. Oh, and I did screw up my eyeliner, but then we fixed it, so that's not really a problem. So today is not my day. Maybe I shouldn't go run some errands, but I'm already dressed and I'm already ready, and it's still daytime and it's a nice day. So if the sound was annoying and if you've made it to this part of the video, I'm sorry. It said it was recording. But my journey to figure out how to curl my hair continues. I got the hang of it, like with my curling wand, I got the hang of it this time. So now I just need to be able to keep it there, keep it curled for as long as possible, and then assuming I get ready, like I do my makeup with my rollers in and then take the rollers out, and hopefully then it'll be nice. Because at the moment it's not happening. But ultimately, this is the final look for today. I do like the colors that I used. I like that it's a bit different and it does feel very autumny. It could go for spring, it could go for autumn. I used the Gemini palette, which is honestly my favorite palette in the world that I own. There are palettes that I want that I don't have yet. But, oh yeah, the lashes, because I don't have lashes. That's the 4th thing that went wrong today that I'm getting later. Anyway, assuming this hasn't been too much of a train wreck for you, I hope you enjoyed this look. It was definitely fun to make, despite the catastrophes that were happening behind the scenes. But I hope you enjoyed this look. I hope I was able to teach you something valuable. And if you did like this video, please leave it a like. And if you'd like to see more, consider subscribing. I'll learn how to curl long, thick hair, and I will try and show you to the best of my ability. Hair is not my thing, it never has been, but we'll get there. So subscribe. Have a great week, and I'll see you next time.